Several hours earlier, this quiet corner of the African woodland seemed perfectly peaceful, but hidden among these rocks. For much of the day, the cobra remains hidden beneath the cool protection of these rocks. Every movement is cautious, every scent carried by the wind. Cold-blooded and patient, the cobra begins its daily search. Every tongue flick gathers invisible chemical clues, helping it navigate a world almost entirely through scent. Not every movement deserves pursuit. Hunting demands patience, and every decision must balance opportunity against unnecessary risk. Unlike the cobra, the mongoose rarely stays still for long. Every fallen branch, every patch of grass, and every scent carried by the breeze could reveal its next meal. An experienced mongoose reads the ground like an open book. Every footprint, every scent, and every disturbance tells a story. Unlike many predators, the mongoose rarely waits. Every fallen log, loose stone, and patch of dry leaves may conceal its next meal. Unlike many hunters, a cobra rarely wastes energy. Every movement is measured, every decision guided by scent and experience. Nothing escapes the notice of an experienced mongoose. Fresh tracks pressed into the dust reveal that another hunter has crossed this trail only moments earlier. The changing wind carries an unfamiliar scent, but every instinct tells it that another animal is close. Although neither hunter has seen the other, the distance between them is quietly disappearing. Every cautious step brings them closer to an encounter neither can avoid. Separated by nothing more than a single wall of stone, only a few careful steps remain before their paths finally cross. The wind has erased the final advantage of distance. Now, only a single step separates two animals that have evolved for one of Africa's fastest and most dangerous encounters. At last, the distance disappears. In less than a heartbeat, instinct replaces curiosity. Both animals understand the danger standing before them. For now, neither hunter is searching for a fight. The cobra wants space to escape. The mongoose is searching for the slightest mistake. In this silent every careful step is a test. The mongoose searches for weakness. The cobra refuses to surrender its advantage. Neither animal can predict who will move first. Minutes can pass without a single strike. For both animals, survival depends not on strength, but on reading the next movement before it happens. The cobra refuses to strike without certainty. The mongoose refuses to rush without opportunity. Both understand that patience is often the safest strategy. The cobra is conserving every movement. The mongoose is gathering every clue. Both know the first true attack will happen in less time than it takes to blink. Now, both animals are close enough to react in an instant. The cobra waits for commitment. The mongoose waits for the slightest opening. Neither can afford to guess. Every reaction reveals information. The mongoose is learning how quickly the cobra responds. The cobra is judging exactly how close the mongoose is willing to come. Each test reveals another piece of the puzzle. The mongoose has measured the cobra's patience. The cobra has measured the mongoose's courage. At last, patience gives way to action. The cobra commits to its first full-speed strike. But the mongoose has been waiting for exactly this moment. Now the contest changes. Every strike costs energy. Every successful dodge increases the mongoose's confidence. Neither animal can keep this pace forever. Each failed strike consumes valuable energy. The mongoose relies on speed and precision. The cobra relies on timing. The balance between them is becoming increasingly fragile. By constantly changing speed and direction, the mongoose forces the cobra to make split-second decisions. One mistimed strike could leave the snake briefly exposed. The pace is changing. The cobra has begun striking at full commitment. The mongoose now trusts its speed enough to challenge those strikes from ever closer distances. The cobra cannot afford repeated missed strikes. The mongoose knows this. With every successful dodge, it applies greater pressure while carefully avoiding the snake's deadly reach. With every committed strike, the cobra briefly exposes its flank. The mongoose immediately tests that weakness, but the snake's defensive recovery is every bit as impressive as its attack. Every missed strike demands energy. Although the cobra remains dangerous, repeated explosive movements gradually become more costly. The mongoose appears to recognize a subtle change. The cobra remains extremely dangerous, but every explosive movement now demands a little more effort than before. The mongoose refuses to gamble. Each approach is carefully measured, each retreat deliberate. Against a venomous opponent, survival depends on discipline as much as courage. For the first time, the mongoose reaches the edge of the cobra's defensive arc. Yet even now, caution prevails. A single mistake at this distance could still prove fatal. Neither animal has gained complete control of the encounter. After dozens of exchanges, survival now favors caution over aggression. Even now, the mongoose refuses to rush the final moment. Experience has taught it that patience is safer than overconfidence when facing one of Africa's fastest striking snakes. Most encounters between predators and do not often depends on knowing when the fight is no longer worth continuing. The mongoose has no reason to continue. Driving the cobra away has removed the immediate danger. In the wild, surviving the encounter is often more valuable than winning the fight. In Africa's wild places, not every confrontation ends with a victor. More often, both animals survive by respecting each other's strengths.